If I try to live my life, Lord, without ever trusting you, it will be a waste of time, and there's nothing I will find. So I try to live my life, Lord, every day for you. Where would I be without your love? If I try to live my life, Lord, without ever trusting you, it will be a waste of time, and there's nothing I will find. So I try to live my life, Lord, every day for you. Where would I be without your love? Where would you be and I without God's love, our Creator, our Father, and our King? The good word states openly from the book of Amos chapter 3 verse 3 that two cannot walk together if at all they have not agreed. We thank God for this hour. I'm from Kenya, and I thank God for each and every movement, each and every segment of my life, because I know I'm not on my own. Time is around 3 p.m. and I'm celebrating all the mercies and grace that God has bestowed upon me. I thank God because this happens to be my 80th video since I started. I indicated that I started on February this year, and to me it's mysterious, it's so unique. And this signifies that when you agree to manifest the grace and power and presence of our God, you'll pass into situation that you for one can't just visualize or just explain as per how you are moving in this wave. To live is it's mysterious. To live, it's as if you are swimming in a spiritual wave, and this is where we have the princess and backup of our God. Okay, in today's topic, I would request you and I to engage in this topic concerning three components that you and I possess. So long as you are alive, you are happy human being, you have that divine health, you can't evade having these three components. And the first one is endeavors. I'll explain them as we move on. The second one is action, and the third one is deed. Yeah, I would like you and I to visualize what are these components that are bound to make us to progress as we move on. What are they? Because we are judged or even rewarded as per how we wave. We take a wave, we take a move concerning the three components that I've just mentioned. I'll start with endeavor. Endeavor is the kind of work you and I engaged in, whereby your family will be the first beneficiaries. Okay, your inner circles, and if at all a stranger, even a neighbor, will be lucky, will partake the outcome of your endeavors. Endeavors are like, I for one engage in farming, plant tomatoes, plant sugarcane, or even cabbages. These are the things that my family will take a step of using what I've produced. My neighbors and many from afar, though some of them I'll sell unto them, but they might benefit because I might sell at a lower price. These are endeavors. Endeavors, they are actions that you and I engage in, and they're about to benefit, especially you, the genesis of those endeavors. Okay, let's go to the deeds. What are the deeds? The word deeds, I can equate it on when God created heaven and earth. Those are deeds that God engaged in. He created trees, he created animals, he created ocean, mountains, he created you and I. Those are God's deeds. And in God's deeds, they are different from the endeavors. Why? The deeds, you that you are to benefit from those deeds, the category of deeds, you are given rules and regulation, you are given commandments. Yeah, there are strings attached for you in order to benefit from such. Let me give an example. If at all you have you have planted a tree, a fruit tree, it will give back to a mango or an orange or an apple. So for you to harvest what I've just mentioned, you have to tender that tree seedlings from its ground up to where it will give you the fruits. You have to adhere to that regulation. Rules and regulations are there. Covenant are there. You can't go to a point of not to giving the seeding tree water or even the sunshine, or just close it into a place that it's not receiving the oxygen, the air. We all know the things that a tree is growing needs. It needs sunlight, it needs air, it needs water. You can't just deprive that tree such. It won't grow. You won't have the benefit of it. So our deeds, they are equated to a situation whereby you have to follow regulation and rules. There are covenants attached to the deeds you and I engage in. Let me give an example from a family level. Okay, spouses have just conjoined and they want to start living together. There are regulation and rules they have to follow in order for them to raise up a healthy family. Yeah, in order for them not to lack food, not to lack shelter, not to lack the cash flowing. There are rules and regulations. They have to be hardworking. They have to seek jobs in order for them to have salary. And the kids that are coming forth, they have to educate them. They have to feed them. So these are regulations. These are our deeds. I've just finished with the word deed. We go to our actions. What are our actions? Our actions are, I can just term it is that it is what you and I perform, either in secret or openly, but it's bound to benefit us. And mind you, in action that I engage in, I don't care whether my neighbor will be happy about it, or even a relative. So long as I'm happy, the actions are bound to be my identity. I embrace the actions. In actions, there are no regulations, there are no rules. And in actions, no one will question you as to why you did this. Let me give an example of actions. Action is where a person just decide to be a drunkard, or even a liar, or you are just a scammer. Actions are they can be good or they can be bad. A person of action can decide to have the charity work. You give to people, the humanity, whatever you have. No one will question you about it. You've just volunteered to do those actions. Action is where multitude, you and I included, are gifted from the spiritual realm. Because we all know that good action, they are rewarded, but bad ones, they make one to live a life of regret. So it's an awakening call between you and I to differentiate where we are and what we have been engaging in. In fact, there's a thin line between deeds, the endeavors, and the action. There's a thin line between those components, and it's unfortunate. It's so mystic because many don't seem to realize as per how they are supposed to act, or they just realize but they lay on the side of actions. They care less about deeds or the endeavors. Mind you, in deeds, that is where we draw the line. In deeds, this is where we have corruptible people. I mean, in actions is where we have corruptible people. Where you engage in endeavors or deeds, you don't have chances of being corruptible or even asking for bribery. But in our actions, this is where it is so messy, and this is where many have failed. This is where many have validated that they are to use. They themselves are validated. They are to use the dark forces or the bright or the light. What I mean is that the dark forces belong to the kingdom of darkness, but the light part belongs to our God. It's so tricky. It's so mesmerized to a point of people tend to choose to walk on the actions lane, on the actions path. And this is why I have no other option but to mention my evil politicians. Yeah, politicians, they prefer to engage in actions in order for them. They know that no one will question them, because all what have been stored upon them is that power is leadership. And in leadership there is power. You are just exempted from public asking you as to why you did this and this. And this is why states and countries, even continents, are failing. Because when you and I choose those leaders to be in their place, in order for them to serve the multitude or the majority, they choose the opposite. As we are here in my country, Kenya, we are in total confusion. Because there's nothing that is good that is coming from our politicians. They've just enshrined evil and wickedness of the highest order. And if someone out there happen to ask them as to why they are doing what they are doing, this is where abductions takes place. Others, they disappear without any trace, and people they just want to shield their evil actions in order for them to enrich themselves. As we are here, most of my politicians from my country, they've gathered wealth to a point of even their generation, the upcoming generation, will enjoy. Because just tell me, I'm not speaking of things that I'm not sure of, but you and I know that when you have cash, you have offshore account in foreign countries, it seems that here in your own country, Kenya, the banks, the bank account are overflowing with your cash. That's why you decided to put others to the foreign countries. This is an abomination of the highest order. People prefer engaging in iniquities. That is why, and I repeat more than 1,000,000 times, that is why the gap between the rich is always widening. Because we don't have a guard to look after our wealth, to look after our resources, to look after our taxes. We don't have, because even if you happen to choose one, when they go there, they are compromised. See where we are? We have to have that divine wisdom, because God is not a man to lie. In the good books, in the holy books, it has been indicated that God rewards, and God will never go against his word. If you happen to act good, you'll be rewarded. This is the message that was communicated to Cain. When Cain was asked what about of his brother Abel, he responded in a rudely way. And his response was that he was not his brother's keeper. And what God responded was that if you could have done well, you could be rewarded. But this time around, he chose to do evil. And evil has been his identity. This has to be known by everyone out there, that when you do evil, it will catapult to you direct. In fact, it will come up to your 4th generation. It's also indicated. It won't end up with you. Okay, I've just come from a meeting. It took about half an hour. We are talking concerning an issue that has been so hectic in my community level. We are still praying about it, because prayers is all what you need. Okay, when I was there, a fellow committee member just communicated a message that has amazed me. A message that has affected my vibrations. And this is the message. Okay, within the vicinity of my area, we had a guy who had a business of selling clothes, ladies and men clothes, even children included. And he used to attend a certain fellowship, him plus his brother. Okay, him and his brother, they are just business people around our locality. But unfortunately, the brother passed on a month ago. The brother that I'm mentioning, okay, he's the elder brother. The younger brother is the one who passed. So the elder brother had a tendency of arranging on how everything we take place for his younger brother to have a decent send-off. As we are here, they traveled to their countryside area 3 days ago, and the report that I was given by my committee member was that when they arrived there, a conversation was just started by a villager, and all how it ended up is so hellish, because the villagers accused the elder brother to have a hand in the death of his younger brother. What followed went so vigorously that they slain the elder brother, and he didn't survive. As we are here, he's in the morgue. So the family lost 2 brothers at a glance. You see, what caused all this? The villagers accused the elder brother of being a witch. That the younger brother's death was not just another death. The elder brother had a hand in it. Where is the world heading to? Are these deeds? Are they endeavors? Or are they actions? Obvious. We've landed on the actions. One thing led to another, and a soul was lost. People neutralized someone just because of words. Okay, words are spirit, but it depends on how you embrace them, on how you manifest them, on how you treat the words that are forwarded unto you. It is all written that we have to guide our tongue, our mouth, our lips, because this is where also life issues comes from. The words you and I are forwarding, they can give life or they can neutralize someone. This is how it is all happening in African culture, in African way. There are those things that are moving on in an evil wave, and many have been neutralized, many have been destroyed. This is how things are. Before I wind up, I would request each and every one of us to have a chance, to have a time and revisit on how you engage the components that I started mentioning while I was recording my video. If you have to Google, if you have to read a dictionary, even if you happen to ask your friends or neighbors, anyone next to you, the meaning of endeavors, the meaning of deeds, and the meaning of actions. Because these common components, you and I cannot escape from them. And these are the components that are creating hell in someone, heaven in someone. Yeah, these are the foundation of everything. But all in all, God has given us wisdom, we have knowledge, and magnitude of frequency will keep us in balance to a point that the equilibrium of it all, you and I are winning. We are winning because we are not on our own. We are not on our own. It's all done and coded.